All right, let's get this thing started.
Roberta, Chris, Joe, and Costa's on the line.
Yeah, you know we're here to blow your mind.
Dropping AI theories and tech so brand new. We talk about the future, me and the whole crew. Cracking up and sharing all our crazy views. Heisenberg's got the data, giving all the clues. We talk about the future, me and the whole crew. Cracking up and sharing all our crazy views. Yeah, the future is now. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, everybody. We are back because seems the Riverside is going back to work properly because it's been a disaster. Not making names. You record something, make sure to use the software to work. Hello, Costas. Hello, Chris. Hello, Joe. How was your? Seems like last time I saw you, we were little kids. Long time.
Well, I'm going to explain why we missed because I have a good explanation. So you guys, all three of you, were just like burning the midnight oil, freaking 3-4 o'clock. I'd be going on the signal, seeing you guys chatting away, just working on Joe's project, blowing your brains out on AI tokens while I'm getting good sleep. And then when it's time to podcast, you guys are like, no, dude, I'm burned out.
It's quite. I have to say, it's quite true. Oh my God,
I got nothing left, bro. I'm like, okay.
Costas
I
called it
feel,
though.
I
He
feel
did.
like, at least in Europe, train station are the place where all the junkies hang out, like maybe some downtown that is abandoned in the US. And I feel I'm there asking people for a token. I want more token, AI token, please, like.
Just one more token, man, please. Y'all gonna need token. Few more credits, please.
Come on, man. Can you hook a brother up? Come on, I got this project, and it's going to change the world. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all are making fun of me because that's been me for 3 days running out of credit. What's crazy is
we all are in the boat.
dude, I upgraded and then still hit limits.
No, but wait, guys, 1 second, because
we have to talk about how to save credits. I think that's very important because everybody's blowing their brains out.
Right, but not only. This is something that really left me perplexed. I went to buy credits on Anthropic, okay? So I have APIs that I need to use. I've been honest since the beginning. I see a lot of people use their own monthly subscription to run application, which is no. I always purchase a credit. I went there to purchase credit. Credit card rejected. Not good. So I look at the problem. I try to change card, rejected. Now, I am Italian. I have an Italian card. I am physically in Indonesia, so you can raise suspicion. I tried the Indonesian card, nothing. Everything don't work. And so I start going into understanding why. They use a link in the things that remember your card with Stripe as a payment processor, okay? Nothing. You need to wait, you cannot contact anybody, etc., etc. So I needed to have credit of an AI. I went somewhere else and I purchased, no problem, with the same card. So it's not the card problem, it's the payment processor or Anthropic. And I went to another place, also America, same exact with the link and Stripe, and I can purchase from a competitor. So I was thinking, now you are Stripe, you control like 90% of the online payment with credit card. You don't like Anthropic because they had a fight with the government and then you've been asked not to get users there. Rejecting cards on one and letting you spend on the competitor, I find it a little bit suspicious because it was like minutes apart that is being rejected with exact the same card, exact the same payment processor on Anthropic, and is accepted on a competitor in a second later. So I was like, probably you want to see that this is another way to censor and cancel some companies. So I wanted to, Anthropic understand the issue, but they're like, because probably your location and like, no, you don't understand. They are censoring you, they're blocking you. So this is something that left me quite in my need of credits. They didn't let me buy the good quality one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the new like that's gonna be the new tell. Like you're gonna be walking around and people will be like doing this. It's like, oh shit.
It's your
But
vibe coding,
coder
aren't you? Yeah.
is a very short from vaping to vibing coding, and I think is a new
I
Well,
kind
they
of
should call
hate.
it vape coding. Vape
vape
coding.
code. Oh la la, the domain name is available. Shit.
I don't like the differences of the plans where it's like you max the session versus all models versus just Sonnet. I don't like that. It's kind of confusing because even when you get extra usage credits, it only applies for the session that you're currently in right now. And I was like, I didn't realize that. I thought I was good to just keep using the
What?
tool. Yeah. So if you buy extra credits, if you max them out for the entire week or something, you can't apply those extra credits. You have to wait until it resets at the end of the week. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, see, but even just
Yeah.
explaining it is so fucking dumb. Like, why is it complicated?
And I've heard a
Yeah.
lot of people complaining online about the confusion when it comes to Claude and Anthropic API or even usage credits. They're saying, okay, the exact same prompt from one question to a week later is now double the credit usage. And they're just trying to get an explanation from Claude. I don't even know if they have an answer.
Well, they're offering
They gave
refunds
a
right
free
now.
credit around.
Yeah, and the free credit. Yeah, it's
As much
$250
as
bucks.
is your like you have a $200 a month subscription, they give $200 extra usage. Sometimes extra usage comes when you're right to the limit of yours, you start consuming extra usage pretty much. Is they
Yeah.
arriving to the limit is the question, because sometimes it takes long, sometimes it takes short. They are based on usage pretty much. When everybody is using it, they consume faster. When nobody's using it, they consume lower. My time zone is very favored because in theory, if I was living during the day, I would consume very little, but because I end up overusing my brain, I end up in the time zone that are forbidden.
This
We're
comes
all
back
gonna
to that.
we're all gonna go visit Alberto, and then that IP address is gonna get flagged.
Roboto. But
Roberto, but it's okay.
this comes back to that question about, remember last week we were like, what happens if OpenAI just cuts you off? Well, this is the same shit. Like, how does Anthropic control a market so much that it makes everybody just spiral because of an update, bro? That's not even cutting you off. It's just an update.
It's time to explore Chinese AI.
Dude,
Cheaper, more functional. They do that.
oh my God. Dude, well,
Yeah,
let me
but-
just
but-
say,
but-
I've been using
but
every
falls
other
apart.
AI.
But falls apart a week later if you
Oh
use
my God.
Chinese, you know, like that.
Yeah, right.
It's called
DeepSeek
You write
loses
code and
context.
applications and made baratan.
For real though,
I would say
DeepSeek
that-
forgets everything in your conversation super fast. Like 3 conversations in and it's lost.
That's either good or bad. Mostly bad.
I mean, it lets you do more. Like you can upload a lot of shit, but for something on free model, and I'm like, dude, why are you still dumb though? Also, one
Yeah,
other thing
because-
is the fact that not every AI can talk. That kind of annoys me. That only like OpenAI has a voice model and Grok, I guess.
But Anthropic has a voice model as well. But what is annoying is that they are so separated. First of all, you stop the talk and disappear everything. So, you know, like
Wow.
many times I don't care to be read back. I want to say something, be acknowledged, and then the result just spit out, you know, but it goes there and read the word by word, even code, you know, like, and if you stop them, the answer is gone. So
Yeah.
that's quite, I don't think they use it themselves because they will realize it's not really the way that you would do it. And it has nothing to do with AI. It's just the application around it, you know, the wrapper.
I have to say, a lot of these problems, I don't like. So I'm using anti-gravity, which is the Google product, and I mean, I've run out of credits already on my Pro. You know, it doesn't re-up until the 24th, so I could buy more, but it doesn't. It never tells me like, "Hey, you're out of credits." I just keep working. Maybe not as hard sometimes, but I produced a site which is like, it just cranked out like pages and pages and pages and blog posts. And I mean, like 16 blog posts, you know, countless pages, put it all and never freaked. And I don't know what that means. Like I've run out of credits. I'm zero, but I'm still working. I don't understand how that works.
Interesting.
He become a
yeah.
little bit dumber in the situations.
They might not like be imposing it yet. Like when it's early software, like they did the same shit with Figma, where they're like, hey, we haven't imposed limits yet. But if that is true though, you should be milking the shit out of it.
Dude, what do you think I'm doing, dude?
Yeah. Roberto, are you running DeepSeek on your browser or locally?
You can run DeepSeek locally. No, is I mean, like there are some version in my computer now. I have Gemma 5, and I have. Let me tell you
Which we need to
exactly
talk
what
about
I
Gemma.
have.
Tell us, Roberto, how great is it?
Exactly, there's something. So Gemma 4 and Quen 3.5. Those are installed. Gemma 4, man, I want Gemma 5.
Gwen
While
is
you're
huge.
looking that up, Joecat, I was going to ask you, are you now kind of deciding what work to put into Claude versus the other AI to help like balance out your limit usage so you can get more done?
Yeah, like if you just need a basic question, I'd rather use any other AI just to get instead of wasting anything. You know what I mean? Also, another
Yeah.
dumb thing is if you have Opus in one chat, you can't just switch the model in the middle of the chat. You have to continue to. If you try changing the model, it starts a whole. That is dumb. Like at least with OpenAI, you can go from extended thinking, which another thing, extended thinking. I was using that just as a default, which was eating the shit out of my credits. I didn't realize that. You know, for basic shit
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. And he
it's
thinks for minutes to give us silly answers, like what I should reply, brah, like 7 minutes later, like.
Yep. But
what about this idea of like talking to it like a caveman? There was who put that article about like it saves credit if you have it talk to you like a caveman.
yeah, you're literally saving
It seems
75%.
like because the token is what calculates the cost. If you use like a language like Chinese that has ideograms instead of words, the same answer is way shorter than the one that will be in English or in German, right? So
Interesting.
no, but at the end it's not true. I made all the calculation with in Chinese, but no,
Wow.
it's not true. So
No longer interesting. No, I was kidding.
but
You get
anyway, something I
charged
noticed, at least with the Claude, every new with Claude Code, every new session is like picking up a random person from a group. The personality changes completely. Sometimes when I code and I take Claude Code is yeah, really nice. Like if I'm frustrated, help me out. Other time is so bad, like it treats me really bad, and it is really a new session. I don't understand what
you're
it's
Italian
like. I don't know what is happening, man.
because it charges you more if you're using your hands and it's trying to figure out what you're saying.
That's with the camera. I'm a coding and this thing doesn't work.
Dude. So I saw Altman doing an interview about how the next models are dangerous. Those were the words that he used. Like not just when it comes to hacking, but he was talking about like biological weapons. And I'm like, great. Why are we even talking about this? This goes back to the shit where I was saying, dude, if you were making a bomb in your house, you'd be arrested immediately. But yeah, an AI that's just gonna unleash disease on the no big deal. We'll monitor.
Sam didn't realize what was
Listen,
possible
buy a weapon.
until they
Buy
signed
a
up.
weapon instruction. Go to your refrigerator. Find all the lemon that is there in the corner. Take it. So how do you know I have a lemon there? Hey, don't worry.
You know what's
You make
it makes me think of how much shit can be formed as a weapon just from leaving it out for too long. It's just like now it's a fucking deadly virus from sitting on your counter for a day.
Dude, my dad had to buy a new refrigerator because his stuff kept going bad. And so he kept getting sick and having to go to the hospital. So we know about
Wow.
biologics over here at this house.
Straight up
Wow.
mold or
But it can
something
be-
worse than mold, right?
So every
Yep.
time I would visit, dude, I'd buy my own stuff because I didn't trust what was in the fridge. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know how long it's been there, you know?
Yeah.
Just losing track of time,
bad
I
as it
guess.
can be, as bad as it can be, there is good that can come from moldy food. Didn't they discover penicillin from a moldy
right, correct.
cantaloupe
but
or
how many
something?
people died to get that? You know what I mean? What was the cost?
Can you imagine the trial?
30
Imagine the
cents.
trial and error. This group of scientists in front of some old trash. Okay, now you eat that. You
See,
eat
I don't
that.
have a,
Damn,
I don't
that.
have a problem with
That was
trial.
not
It's
a
the
good
error
one.
part
You
that I have a
eat
problem with. I don't have a problem with trial, but the error part is the part that kind of bugs me. You know what I mean?
It's for humanity. You're like guilt tripping them to take it.
Dude, unbelievable. So
But-
yeah, so is it true that we can save credits by talking to it like a caveman? What's the
Yep.
deal? Like I'm ready to go put that in there.
Yes.
You probably give you a discount because they're getting a laugh out of it.
It could be like a April Fool's.
Me? code this website. And
You
then
do
LM
code.
is like, look at this poor kid, is not very well okay in his brain. Let's give him some free credits.
Dude, I already talk like a caveman. I don't even know how to spell right. So it's probably my fault because I don't know how to spell. And I'm like, doing this, and I'm like, I can't even read it, but it somehow figures out what I want.
Yeah, the model first has to interpret what you're saying because I do the same thing. And I'm thinking these models have to think I'm an idiot because the same words that I misspell and have to autocorrect, but it understands me every time. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I won't put in that much effort anymore.
Yeah, maybe
That's
it's
why the
actually
two of you
cheaper
have no
just
complaints about credits.
maybe it's cheaper just to put it in badly like a caveman. Like you're like trying to type with
Work.
your elbows. You know what I mean?
Work bad. Me no like.
Like you.
Straight up.
Who
Me,
can
what
man speak in
websites?
English,
That's great.
Hey, but also another question that like comes to mind is whenever you hear CEOs talking about like future models, it's like a weird flex, don't you think? Like it's like, hey, you don't even know what we have. We haven't even released this yet. So I just wonder what investors even think when they see shit like that.
Well, they just wait for the idiot to post it live, so put all the code out there for free. And then you find out what they're doing.
Jeez, what do you think about that, Roberto? Claude open sourcing. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
But they use these leaks to promote the stuff. So leaking document, leaking code, probably what is obsolete to them already, who cares? They do the trick. Because if everybody works on that, is a way of push to arrive closer to something then, they want to sell.
Interesting.
That's a really good point, though.
Same
Yeah, they're
thing,
just
like I think
they
I think a
marketing.
company as a business model, they sell tokens. So they will never help you reduce the token consumption. They would just, more token you waste, worse it is. I was looking, this OpenClaw is really bad in terms of if it's not done very, very, very well. Simple things you spend, which seems nothing, but $10 a day, $15 a day. Now, that's less than a secretary that does the full job, etc., etc. But it's still a lot in terms of credit when we're used to pay $20 a month for a regular subscription to an AI. So the fact that all the AI company went in love with this OpenClaw, I think it has to do also for how the way is architected that leave all the job to AI, because a lot of job you can do it with simple code. The burn zero credit.
Yes.
And, the correct architecture would require to have AI only to intervene in those places where code you cannot do such smart code that understand things. The rest should be code. But OpenClaw, pretty much up to the last mile, AI does everything. So even to go around, find some news, put together an article, spam for dollars, of API credits. And they don't teach how to optimize this.
At
No
this
wonder so
point- at
many
this point,
competitors are popping up.
But at this point, like, do you ever get to the point where like, no, I'll do it myself? Like, literally, you stop what it's doing. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself. It's faster. You know what my pet peeve is? Hold on. When he tries to go on the freaking internet and starts looking around, like, stop it. It's worse. Don't look around. That's my job. Because it's like scrolls and looks
Wow.
around. It's like,
Like
my
the
God,
bad
my
assistant you have
mind
to
just-
teach.
Huh?
Like the bad assistant that you have to coach and watch.
Like, it doesn't even learn. It's worse than AI. It's
Dude,
worse
so-
because it doesn't listen.
My peeve was I'll be using Claude Cowork, and if I don't keep an eye on it or come back to it, sometimes it gets caught in this loop where it's like a window pops up, you have to fix something. It exits the window, it tries again. The window pops up, you have to exit and try it. I'm like, bro, you're wasting my fucking credits. It's not working. Why can't you just catch on and know it doesn't work and tell me, hey, fix this? So yeah, it's kind of annoying.
How do we fix that? Do you have to tell it like behind, like in the rules or whatever? Like, hey, if it's taking
You
too
have
long,
to, you kind of have to
stop.
troubleshoot it yourself and get to the next screen and then be like, okay, continue, or stop sending me in a loop, figure out what's wrong with it. You have to be specific or else it'll just keep repeating the mistake.
Yeah, this has pushed me in thinking that investing in a computer like a Mac Studio that is strong and powerful and run models locally, at a certain point is going to become convenient. Now it's still not.
Yeah.
$10,000 computer that doesn't even run half of what you can get for $20 a month. No, because that's the truth. But it's not gonna be forever like this. They are managed to do very small model with inference. They use portion of it based on what is needed, like our brain. our brain lit on the area that are interested in what I'm doing now. Like talking with you guys, for sure, the area of the brain that I need to use when I go to the toilet is not active now, right? So it's selective. The AI at the beginning we're spinning 100% of the AI just to use a small portion, right? And so they're finding system to optimize multi-small agents that do tasks that are not important. They are optimizing for their efficiency, but they still charge a lot of credit for it. But this optimization method in a local model can actually give you a lot of a very good aspect for which we're going to require to use the model online only for very particular tasks that we cannot do locally.
Yeah, it's like right now we're learning how this thing works, and we're just, I mean, it's almost like when it first came out, we're just building anything and everything we can think of. Now it's like, oh no, I don't know if I really want that.
Not just that though, but the context was just the question you were asking, right? I couldn't really memorize, make full projects, keep track of what you were doing. When we first started, it was just like, hey, what's this? Gives you an answer of whatever it was, But now you can literally make
the
full
next question and
business
become a little bit retarded. It is.
yeah. Dude, another
It helps to
question.
plan ahead. It helps to plan ahead. If you kind of like, I did this one project, I did a lot of planning, and it just like did it without any problems.
For
It
sure.
didn't hallucinate.
You're right.
It didn't like, it stayed on track. I mean, I sometimes I worried like it's doing its thing, and I'm like, I worried like, you okay? Hello? I do that, and I kind of interrupt it, which I shouldn't. I should just like leave it alone.
Hey, babe, are you okay?
Yeah,
Worried about my AI.
You still with me?
Yeah. I made so much planning and prepared everything and code everything by myself. I didn't even use AI.
That is fun.
That's gonna be the flex. Like, I don't use AI.
But I honestly live in the fear that this thing is gonna be gone soon. The one day tomorrow, for some reason, we don't have it anymore, and then I cannot do. So that's what keeps me up and on it constantly, because I keep saying, if tomorrow this thing is gone, if tomorrow there is no more, I need to do it now, before it's too late. It's
Local
like,
models,
carpe
bro.
diem.
He's spoken like a true Generation X. Like, we have no hope for tomorrow. Today's the only thing. We got to get cracking, get busy, or else tomorrow's going to just disappear.
Hey, samesies, except we're just like, we're not going to do it at all because the world's going to end anyway, so why bother?
Straight
But
up.
we're right there with you.
Holy shit.
So bad, dude.
Millennials are here with you.
It's sad. Like, the things, I mean, that segues into like the things that we grew up with, like the pain and all the shitty things that have happened to us, XYZ, it just it colors how we approach, AI, for like what we just said, our philosophy for tomorrow. One guy's like, why even bother? Another guy's like, I better get it done today, or because tomorrow might not, there's all these
Yours is like glass half full, and ours is like, our glass is full of fracking oil and data centers, so why bother?
What the fuck? It's true though.
So dystopian. Like, my God, dude, we're all like,
so my question here is, my cousin and I, we used to do bug bounties, and we would solve them. And HackerOne was like notorious for duplicates, right? We would do all this work, and it's like, sorry, somebody else already submitted that. So he moved to another platform, and this new platform, he just sent me a screenshot 2 days ago, and it was like, bro, you can't tell me all 5 of these bugs are duplicates. And then today he sent me another screenshot, and it's like 15 bugs, and they're all duplicates. And so here's my question: is it AI that's helping people find the same bugs on like a super fast normalization level?
Yeah.
Or are these companies just really getting more, I don't know, deviant with stealing bounties and cashing, for themselves? Because I've also filed Freedom of Information Act requests, and even the agencies get a bunch of reports of, hey, they're taking my bounty, they're not paying out. So it is a thing that the platforms don't pay you the bounties and they'll take it. So I'm just wondering how much of it really is a duplicate or not.
It's not much convenient for them to do this because it's not going to work in the long run. At the end of the day, if nobody claims, yes, I've been paid off, then, they lose reputation and nobody's going to help them. But it's also true that AI, in terms of debugging, is insane. I heard recently they ran it against some very, very important company with software that is very, very important, and found hundreds of very strong
Shit.
issues. Yeah, it's that then they thought it was the best software, and but you will realize that not. Consider also that today's software is not coded as it should be coded. So they use a lot of platform, a
Oh, that's
lot
true.
of layers, library and crap. That if there is an issue on one, recently NPM had an issue, right? That there was distributing things with the malware inside.
It's
When you
like
code in the way, you are at the mercy of what you're using, right?
it's almost like they're trying to patch an old castle that was built 100 years ago because they're not going to go rebuild everything from the ground up, you know?
It depends sometime. I was discussing with somebody because a lot of people come to me and telling me what is going to be the future of work and testing, what is your take, etc., etc. And I says, go watch the Futurama, is what you can say. But my
Mhm.
take is this: he's gonna make money. Those that use AI for very large, complex projects. So there are projects that you cannot write code with, you like it or not. You need to have a very good architecture study, and then you can do it. And those that start merging hardware, robotics, or hardware solution, or my magic USB, and implement a solution with AI. And there are also two very different aspects. In one is project built thanks to the help of AI, and then they are a close finish machine, Another project they use actively AI in the functioning of the project, okay? So doing solution with hardware that are finished on themselves, I think is relatively important because, those been always done. But if you do hardware, the remote control card that your kid play with, that can intervene in case the kid is eating the legs of somebody, I don't know, just something silly, because there is a whole system that can do those things, then probably you have one advantage because you're creating something intelligent that can replace the stupid same version. So there is going to be a lot of work in taking something that is very useful, everybody use, and giving this additional smart, not like smartphone, smart, really intelligent, take using AI, micro models, local models, online models, whatever it is. Same with software. Can you imagine tomorrow, rather than adding your assistant and say, do me the software that act intelligently. When I'm working, I'm moving the things and dragging it. No, don't drag it there. It's wrong. Something that really support me during the job. But then the same identical software that doesn't have it, nobody wants it anymore. So this is the two road for money, I think. Head coding, cool if you have a very cool idea, but
Yeah, I was kind of
Joe
curious
had.
about that.
What'd you
I've seen
say?
a lot of software that has been just it's a fancier wrapper for a lot of other systems where they're piecing and patching things together. Do you feel like, despite being a larger project with the architecture, do you think newer AI vibe coding is more efficient, or is it just reinventing the wheel in a bad way that's inefficient?
So putting in a rail the use of AI has a small advantage. So I can open Claude, I can open ChatGPT. Pretty much I can do everything that I can do with those applications that they sell to me. It's more convenient there because they already provide, for example, I pay the license $70 forever for an application that I can dictate things, or I can request a function to the computer, work with a local model, so it doesn't require to go online, use credits, etc., etc. But if I want, I can put my key and use those credits. I can do pretty much exactly the same things with Cloud Code. No, Cloud Code work. But this is there as its own icon. I can press the key and do the thing. They didn't invent anything. They just put some wrapper around,
Here's my
but
question,
it's convenient.
It's
or
like
not question.
it's already it's already working. Like you don't have to spend your credits trying to figure it out. Somebody figure it out,
Right.
and you just get to use it. So that's, I mean, at some point we'll be like, dude,
Yeah,
after the honeymoon is over, I think of us making everything on the side, like everything, right? You'd be like, you get tired of wasting all that credit, and you'd be like, okay, you'll send your agent out to find the app that's working so that it can use it. So it's cheaper.
Another thing I think is important for applications that are just wrappers is the prompt. Seems silly, but I spoke for the first time a few days ago with a guy that has the degree in prompt engineering, 23 years old,
What?
making a fortune. traveling the world. His job is prompt engineering. And I told him, you start teaching. He says, I do, and I make a lot of money doing also that. But attention, the prompt engineering doesn't mean only write the content when you chat. There is the system prompt. There are a lot of other pre-instruction for the AI that need to be preset. So it's a science that is quite... because a lady that I know, she made an application. Again, it's just a wrapper on AI. She charged too much money for it, in my opinion. But the prompt that this AI uses are super nice and efficient. That if I wanted to do it myself, I need to steal that because I wouldn't be able to recreate the prompt that this lady does for the output that you get, you know what I mean? And this is protected because it's in their own server. So I can use their application, I can give the input, it generate the output, even all automated, and it works fantastic. But if I wanted to use ChatGPT to do the same output, which is the prompt to do it, and that can become a little bit the secret sauce as a value that people can do. But you can also hack the AI and convince to share with you the prompt or something that the people do constantly.
That's cool. I like the idea of the secret sauce. I mean, for me personally, I mean, Joe, you're on there, you know, you're sharing people all the time, and people share what they're learning and stuff. I'm very like cagey about what I learn. I don't want to reveal like what I've spent all this time doing and learning. I don't know if that's the right way to go, but that's just my, it's probably like it's a lack mentality. I don't want people knowing what I'm doing. I'm just secret that way, you know. I don't know.
I drop the philosophy. I just give away everything always because
Okay.
I think in the balance of things it's gonna come back to me. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
I feel like that just from the sense of like I've had family members that have been stolen from, and their only worry is like, dude, if I made $1 million, I can just make it again. And that's the kind of mindset that I have, where it's like, bro, if you created something great, what's to stop you from finding another great idea? Like that's why I'm not worried about it. But
But
to
if you
Chris's,
haven't created something great, then you're worried about it.
for sure,
look
for sure. But
when
to Chris's
I
point,
was
I just want to touch on to answer Chris's question. I feel like the best answer is Lovable. Think about all the apps that popped up after Lovable that are like, here's everything Lovable doesn't do. This is why you should use our app instead. So it's just kind of like we're building on the same shit. Everybody's noticing what doesn't work, and then they just build on top of it. And they're like, here's what's missing, the back end that it doesn't do. This is why you should use us instead.
Yes.
It's the same shit. So it's a loop.
you know what
You know,
changed what changed my mind on this? When I was about 8 years old, I think my brother was in the army and I was missing the girlfriend. You know, at the time I'd make phone call like this. And I invented something that in Italian sounds good, il poster per posta, which means a poster via mail. The idea was to create like a 2x6 or 4 by whatever set of postcards. On the other side, have a big image like a couple of the kids, loves, something nice or whatever. But you can send one postcard per week, and your girlfriend start putting them back together. There was the small indication of which was the place of the postcard, and you build back this poster. And I was so proud of my invention. I designed it also nice like this. I went to this shop that was doing photocopies and stuff because I wanted to make it. It was in a sticky paper and all. The next day I go there and they had it in their window. They were selling this. That was my idea. Like, you still the idea of 8 years old, you must be really the last person in the planet that deserve to be alive. But the day I said, they're going to steal it anyway. So at least I can claim to be me, the guy with the idea the first day, you know, like, so since that day, as soon as I have an idea, tell it because it's probably somebody's going to do it.
The other thing, dude, just to kind of caveat on that one, the amount of DMs that I've got since I went viral of people, I've even sent them to you guys, where people are trying to help me, like trying to protect my own ideas, giving me even better ideas, like watch out for this. Hey, did you consider adding that? It's amazing. So that's the only like full circle part that I would, push back on for Costas saying, what about giving this away? Like, dude, if it's so good, there's eventually people that are like, dude, let me help you because it's so smart. You know what I'm saying?
again, I don't have that problem yet.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming,
But
bro. Just
probably
be prepared.
because you don't share it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's a catch-22. I can't win.
No,
Exactly.
Costas, we can help you. Yeah, just bring it to the table, man. We're all pitching ideas and putting
Straight
things
up.
together.
Yeah, people don't know that we're doing that. Remember, we're all helping
What
each
I
That's
other.
why the Forturam exists.
What I like about what you're doing, Joe, I mean, is that you're on social sharing that stuff, and then that works. Sharing your like one of the videos we saw recently was like, what kind of vibe coder are you? Are you the guy who builds it and don't tell anybody? Are you the like that's me?
Yeah,
So
mine was maximalist for sure. Just keep adding and building until you just fucking keep doing it.
I'm not. I go from maximalist to like just send it. Just I don't even care. It's good enough.
Straight up. I alternate. I feel it. But coming to these questions here that we got.
That was a lull. Let's not do that again. Thanks.
No, OpenAI raised 122 billion. Are we funding AI or building a micronation?
That brings me to something that is a trend now that many people do, is to release 1,000, 1 million of agents in a context and see how they behave to each other to answer questions. Somebody made a website that do this. So you can preset these 1 million agents. Tell them you are a citizen in this country, living this job, blah, 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 like this. And then you pose something, news announcement to all the agents, taxes increase 20%. And you see how they react and what they do to get like a simulating society for things. So what are we financing, giving the money to ChatGPT? For sure, some bad habits of some of the managers, but
That's a good fucking question.
if I were, I would finance them more equally. If I were a billionaire and I decided to give it to, AI companies, I will make sure that I will give the same amount or proportional amount to all of them.
What happens when all you're hiring agents and one of your agents starts standing out and making you more money and you start treating that agent special?
Right. But that's the beauty. In fact, if you saw the presentation of the NVIDIA guy, Junctions, whatever it is, they ask his more robot, they will always follow him in the presentation, like this. And he show how this robot's been trained, right? So has been put in a simulation, millions of them with the terrain of every sort, and they keep falling down, but not for real in the simulation. But that data is collected to actually produce the AI that is controlling the robot. So when he finds the terrain, he knows how to do it. So I think this is an angle of AI that people don't think about.
Could you imagine if robots had their own language, which we should make, by the way, and just open source the robot language? But as they're doing presentations on stage, the same way we have translators, like with sign language, the robot's just there standing, doing their own language, just sending the signal.
What about send robots doing sign language so we can read it, so we can understand what they're saying? I mean, that's like, I mean, or just one of them translating, speaking English, or
super fast, just with the hand.
Or just they use microwave to just send it right into your brain. Okay, never mind. I didn't just say that.
It sounds like one of those 80s fax machines.
Literally.
Yeah, but we should really make this video online of the hands of the robot, screw on, screws like this. And then at the end, he's using 3 to screw 3 at the same time. And he goes at the speed of light. And somebody then put the face of the lady, goes, but it is for sure, like a way that we don't understand the power of things, because I mean the ladies understand more the power of robotic things, but we don't understand what they can be done in terms of
crazy
being more functional than a human, even though they look like human.
All it takes is a guy with a mustache like mine to say, let's do that.
Wow.
And Dude, Joe, I wanted to ask. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna ask Joe, what were the details about the 122 billion? Is this a loan from us? Did the government actually provide like a purchase contract for 5 years?
I think that's their fundraising, like, because they do the rounds for raising money.
Okay, interesting.
So he's a private investor, he's not public money.
But what I was gonna say was, I've seen so many videos about dudes being insecure from, just like you're saying, machines are perfect. It does the same thing every single time. Guys are insecure about that because women know that. You know what I mean? So how do you compare yourself to a fucking machine? Which is hilarious in my opinion, because guys are already opting out of dating to begin with. So that's just another level.
Roberto over there. He's like, but can a robot do this? Johnny Bravo style.
I think what
Go
I've
for it.
heard from the idea of like neurotypical people are able to think in the way that AI doesn't. So it's like, I don't know if that's a thing, but like, I think we're all a little weird here, the neurotypical, we kind of make connections, and I mean, the fact that we're here talking and we're creating all
I
kinds
think
of
you meant divergent, by the way.
divergent. Thank you. Sorry. Neurotypicals are not neurodivergent. So there's something there. I mean, this is like, people worried about, oh, it's going to get my job. I think neurotypicals are worried about their jobs because the AI can do it. I think the people who are, the other ones,
Divergent.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah.
divergent is like, it's like you can't, that hasn't been bottled yet. At least that's my opinion. Like, that's hard to bottle yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
How do you do that to an AI model? To give them sleep deprivation, extra coffee, and to have their mind go
Whoa.
like 1,000 miles a minute? How do you do that?
Didn't we talk about one episode where they made drugs for the AI? Someone was like
no.
selling them.
right.
Yeah.
Prompts
So
that are
caffeine. I'm just
making
going to tell my
AI go
AI
mad.
tonight, like, you're on caffeine right now. You've taken 4 espresso shots for this 5-hour session. Yeah. See what
You
happens.
Hey,
had
great! I'm so excited to help you.
You've just
You
gone
have-
out. Wait, go ahead. We
No,
have
I
to do
think you have wings. You don't realize you drank something that gave you wings. Now
Red Bull.
you're gonna code
You
accordingly.
just got off Joe Rogan's podcast. Now you're doing DMT. What do you do?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Man, that's a lot to take in.
What do you see?
You
We're
just-
simulating.
You just had like stem cell shots. What do you do?
Or the blood transfusion that he's been doing where he's taking out. Have you seen that video or the picture?
It's like unlocking extra RAM or another memory slot. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I could process like this. So you have like a new GPU,
Straight up.
CPU, and an extra memory slot for some RAM, and you're like, you know what?
But
This
you
is
get
fantastic.
banned. You get banned for using more than everyone. That's funny as hell.
You just took LSD for the first time and you're on it for the next 24 hours. Go make me
I'm gonna prompt that after this, man. Imagine you're an LSD and you're assigned this task. What would you do?
I don't know. There is a pink elephant in front of me. I cannot move.
You're all by yourself. You're all by yourself at the warehouse. Nobody's there. You're high as F. What are you doing right now?
Around.
More like, what do you feel like doing, right?
Can you imagine to like set it loose and just have it like you wake up in the morning, it's like, look, here's what I built. Like, it's like, I mean,
That's already happening. It's literally happening. People are programming that, what you just said, where it's like
Really?
working all night and they're reporting back in the morning. See, and
Well,
this is
I
kind of
know
what's
that.
annoying is that there's
know
some
that.
features. What's up?
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's annoying that there's some features that they've released that are still just kind of hard to utilize. Because, for example, it says Claude can control computers, which I know that. I just haven't been able to use it or figure it out yet, and feel 171 emotions. Am I hiring or being replaced?
I don't think we want that yet. I don't think we haven't enough emotions going on around that.
But
I
this
think-
is important. Is a step to bring a robot as close as humans as possible. The fact that an application in your computer has emotion, can make you empathize with it. And the empathy is a very big trap for some people, meaning that unless you are a narcissistic psychopath, then you don't care. But as humans, we tend to care, even if we rationally understand that there is no reason to care. We can care for a rock, for example, right? So when you transport this into a robot, the trouble is going to be huge because, I think we're going to get convinced that those are living things and not just electronic parts.
Dude, well,
You
there
know-
was no.
What
Go for
if you got Gen Z, like all of a sudden, like, hey, you just run out of credits, why bother? I guess.
Wow. I've seen comments though talking about like Altman better admit that this next model is actually sentient and conscious, because they're claiming that he's already reached a supercomputer like AGI or whatever. But that's funny that people are like, they're not being honest. They're lying that this thing is alive. Like there's a whole dedicated audience to that,
They're lying
Mhm.
when they say there is just a prediction of the next piece of work, because that's crap. and people buy that as this explanation. They're going to the moon now. It says, why it took so much technology fight to go to the moon? We had it 60 years ago. Says, but they destroyed it, so we have to reinvent it. This is
That's funny as
right.
fuck.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. In the same terms, we don't realize the quantity of crap that we're fed in our brains daily to justify things that better don't explain the real truth. And in terms of AI, it's interesting because we don't really know how it works. That's the truth. And Anthropic admitted it in several of their documents. Many other people admit it. I can say it, but who am I? I'm talking about people that has a very good insight into the technology.
Maybe it's not. Maybe they know, but they won't release it. Just like aliens, right? Like if you were to tell people, yeah, there's aliens living amongst us, it
Now,
would like fry people's brains. So maybe it's not time to let that out. Maybe it is already
but
there.
it's a little different, I think. In the term of aliens, would create a little bit of, scare or emotion. People would do things they would never do in daily life, and that's a situation to create attention. In terms of AI, there is going to be the moral aspect of it. Can I shut it down? If he's somebody that thinks he has a life, don't want to be shut down. Now we don't care. It's just and the fact that when you start new things, it starts at the same place every time, like the Groundhog Day. It make you think is this moral on another sense. I envision the future where each of us as an AI, the start when you're born and keep going, never going to be restarted from fresh. He keep island memory, he learn by his own things, he grows together with you, and he's going to be, obviously much
Here,
more culture and so on.
speaking of memory, like today, so I have all my files set up, and when I want to start, working on a project, say, hey, I kind of go to that file and say, here's what we're working on, right? And it's like, okay, I understand. Like it remembers what we did. Like today, my client's like, hey, you sent me all these invoices. I don't know what you did. I don't even know what I did, right? So I'm like, okay, so I was vibing the shit out of it, Or so I went through project by project for this one client, and I said, hey, just give me a report of what we did from today past a month or whatever. And it literally did a great job because now, like, it jogged my memory. It's like, oh, we did that on a couple of things. I'm like, no, we didn't do that. And I just created HTML PDF, boom, send it with the invoice. So it was like,
I love that.
But this is not an active memory. This is an archived memory, kind of. Meaning that to your use was working well enough, but it's not using what he learned 7 sections ago to not do the same mistake in the new section that you do.
gotcha.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? It is not a learning process. It is a memorizing process, if you want, but you need to trigger the search of the memory in order to make use of it.
gotcha. So there's got to be a way for it, like certain, like create a skill, for instance, where this is how we do this one thing.
No, but OpenClaw, if you look at OpenClaw, for example, OpenClaw, every agent has 7 different files. One is their soul, one is the personality, one is a diary of what he's been doing, etc., etc. Why it costs $5 just to do because he loaded all those files every time. And those files are also updated. So every time he does a new experience, realizes that he made a mistake, he goes back and self-fix. And every time you say, how are you doing? He's loading all the thing. And then to say, I'm doing okay, $2 of credit are gone. The ideal situation, but it's more complex to do, is to use a database, even a light database like SQLite, and program OpenClaw to use queries into the database to extract essentially only what is needed at the moment. You know what I mean? And not everything all in once. Because once you have in a file, you can have to read the file and reading cost tokens, etc., etc. So giving a higher level of organization where data is saved in a database and is used from the database on context will save a lot of token. Again, nobody does this, or probably somebody does this. I do it when I code something for a client that is specific to customer service. The Q&A, you put them not in a single file to load every time. You put in a database, you teach to the agent how to search, and then you extract only what you need, and you save like a 9 out of 10 the credit that you would have.
Is there a name for this activity? The way you do this? Do you call it something?
I call it Roberto creation.
Okay, there you have it.
I was going to say, if this is like how it works with Claude, that means it's likely the same with OpenAI, right? But they have different limits or usage, like unlimited, you're paying them. So are they burning through a lot more, just not telling you? Are we costing them just a lot more to function?
But they like this because that's how they charge us. If they had the optimized system, they had to go back to $5 a month, meaning that I think that the best wrapper to the AI is this. So OpenClaw is a fantastic idea. It's very expensive because it's not structured properly. As we move on, there should be like an infrastructure of actual physical code and tools like a database, image magic, like a lot of things. For example, it's easier to do OCR by using an OCR software than giving the document to an LLM that do OCR that costs you a lot of token. So once you look at all the cases that you potentially have your AI to do, and then delegate all those things that can be done perfectly by a piece of software to the software, even in data retrieval for what the AI need to know, then you're going to have very low token consumption, and not only, much more consistency. Because like with OpenClaw now, every day I have a report of news to publish, blah, blah, blah. And this file arrives to me. One day there are structure with the thread in X, have the number first, then the number is below. Because depends what the model wake up with, what the interpret the instruction they do. If you have a piece of software that's structured in a certain way, then whatever comes from the LLM comes out to you in a consistent manner, which is important. If it's a JSON file, even more.
And the other thing
So-
that's so dumb is if you want to use like the session past 5 hours, you have to start your session immediately and then come back to it. Like right now, I just said hi to Claude, so it would start the 5-hour session so that in a few hours I'm already like halfway through it and it's going to reset. But that's so dumb that you have to like start the timer because it doesn't just, you get what I'm saying, right?
But this is how Anthropic decide to charge you. It's nothing to do with LLM in itself.
What crazy way, like the problem, what first world problems are we having right now? Like,
Planning around not having usage.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. What if you train your AI to say, instead of don't build something from scratch, find something that works that's already out there, and if you can't build something, maybe that's the thing.
For sure.
I don't know.
Open source. You're
No, but
asking it to
that's
find open
exactly the
source.
architecture. This was my intervention on Joe software. Don't delegate everything to the LLM. Build all the strong bases that return to the user is a piece of software, and then use the LLM for the things that software that cannot do. Like putting the data together, cleaning it out, whatever it is that.
Joe, speaking of your website, Joe, did you read my message or what I said when I got to your website? It was like going to the different levels, Dante's levels, like, because I was scrolling down your main website and I kept going.
Yeah.
I kept looking for the footer, like where's the end, and it kept going more. There's more.
Yep.
My God, dude, I lost my mind. I got like nosebleed. Like I think that the nitrogen in my system came. I went too deep, too fast. Right now, I got like the bends going so deep. Like,
But
But that was a very beautiful website.
It's trying to consolidate the mission. Yeah.
So I mean, you can make more pages, Joe. This is the thing. Good old.
Nah.
You just want to just
The one page are actually a big trend because it's loaded and then you use it. You know what I love if AI can do for me?
Chris, SEO one pagers. What do you say about that? I want your opinion.
It's so tough because with SEO, yes, we're trying to rank. Yes, that can give us more keywords, and each page can be dedicated to a keyword. But page speed also is such a big deal. If you're able to get your message across and deliver a message and a call to action within a one pager, I think that's the way to go. And I think even for you building websites as well, if you could condense information, why are you repeating the same thing over and over? I think we should test that type of ranking, but page speed is very important.
But that's why you have landing pages, right? You can have one
What's
website
landing?
that is one big
It's
page,
landing.
and then you have 50 landing pages that are very well indexed.
Joe's philosophy is to land them and then land them again, and they thought they landed, but they landed a little bit more.
It's a
little bit
dissension.
more
It's a
landing.
long dissension to land.
It's a little bit tiny more landing. I got to land you a little bit more.
That's hilarious.
Just a little bit more landing, but wait, there's more.
A landing page
funny
can be
as hell.
specific to a product, service, location, or even a campaign. So let's say you're doing some Google ad or Facebook ad. Maybe the creative you're using on that ad, it doesn't match your typical branding. So you need to put that ad picture into the landing page so there's familiarity when the user lands on there, because they're going to think they went to the wrong website or it was the wrong link.
Yes. Joe, the word landing page means that's actually there's a bottom.
No,
yours doesn't have.
That's the precipitating page.
Usually, you can't even scroll on a landing page, to be honest. But
no, yours is like the Dante's levels of Dante's hell. Like it just gets lower and lower and lower. I mean, I'm just like you having to like God Almighty, save me from this falling, ever falling.
The funny part is I can use it to study retention. Like, are they leaving? How long are they staying on this long ass page? Are they reading everything or not?
So there's different, like, here's you can judge people's personality types by how far they're willing to go down. If they go all the way to that bottom, they're a total psychopath.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make a landing page that's like, how do you keep an idiot busy for hours? And then they're like, scroll down, keep scrolling, keep scrolling,
bro.
It like never gets.
It's a landing page, but it's literally a vertical landing strip to the very bottom.
It just he's like you're going down the runway, you see lights and the lines.
Yep.
Is the halo page is a loop. You can keep scrolling like forever because it's going to keep looping on the same thing.
It turns into Roberto's flight simulator.
Exactly.
No, what about those images? Have you seen those images that people like they scroll out and it keeps zooming out, zooming out?
Beautiful, right?
That'd be a sick website, actually. That'd be sick.
But there was something that was supposed to be the PowerPoint killer that was doing presentation like this. So you start with a slide and then zoom in a particular, there is actually the other slide, and it was fantastic. Prezi, I think it was called.
Prezi.
Gone from the planet.
So Joe, if nothing else, if your website doesn't land, then you can at least get the world record for the longest freaking landing page in the world. You have a chance. I think you have a
Guinness
chance.
World Record.
Okay, next question here.
I will stop. Okay, that's enough.
Agents handle payments in factories. When do we unionize the robots, fellas?
Stop it, Joe. You're not supposed to tell them that. Stop it.
Who's going to be the union president? Who's going to be the robotic leader?
Claude, 4.6.
Dude, that
We'll
would
have
be
like
crazy.
If you want to politically situate OpenAI and Claude, OpenAI is more center right, but even though they are guilty of a lot of left wing behaviors when they were lying on answers, like
OpenAI is like the manager at the company that you don't like. That's like hammering you, like work harder.
I guess Grok could be the conservative side. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's for
He's
sure.
like the fun uncle that comes in. He's drinking a beer.
Grok works in HR.
No, dude. Grok is a fun uncle.
That's an interesting draw or meme to make. Where each AI stands politically. Yes, so Grok is on the
and
right
their
side.
position in the company if they all work together. Yeah.
Another one is which is the role in the company.
Dude, and imagine you ask every AI that same question, and each company they put themselves as CEO at the top. Like Grok's like, I'm CEO. Claude's like, I'm
This is
CEO.
something we should do actually because I think it's pretty neat.
We should put them all, like we should do what you did, put them all, line them all up and have them talk to each other and then have them figure out like, okay, if there were to create political systems, which one would they represent or, like.
Talk about ethics.
I want to know which one's going to join Antifa, you know what I mean?
Dude, and then we just reverse psychology, the questions to get them to admit shit that they shouldn't. Like, this one's clearly world dominating.
That'd be interesting.
Shit. Roberto's already designing it. Damn it. All right.
He's already.
I was curious to see one thing. Like,
just curious.
I was curious and I didn't know.
Shit.
How are we?
Joe. Roberto could get away with a lot of stuff because the way he says it, I was just curious, I was just shot that guy, I was just curious to see what it would look like if we just did, his body.
Innocent
I don't know.
accent, most innocent.
Yeah, dude, what is this project? Who did this?
This is dumb.
Amazing.
What dummies worked on
Best
this?
ever.
It's funny how all those are mine.
So now you
For a whole week straight,
do you have,
I logged in.
Are the black boxes agents, AI agents that you've deployed to put messages in here?
Right. The boxes are the high score or low score done in the game, because the see if I remember how
Roberto loved it. Roberto played a lot. Honestly, when Costas made his version, that was crazy.
Exactly.
That was insane.
No, I don't know how to move right.
That was my first project where like I put everything in the kitchen sink and nothing was working, so I had to like, okay, I gotta like make
now
it
it's
work
on my
first.
resume.
That's why I started learning, like,
straight up.
For sure, somebody is going to wonder how this thing even exists.
So
yeah, that was a very nice project.
It's a great project.
I was nostalgic, so I wanted to see.
The thing I'm about to go for it.
That project fired us all up. I think that was the beginning of like, like mind blown, and then
it was the beginning of this itch I have in my.
Everyone's feeling it.
Yeah.
The thing I'm about to launch.
But the Claude came out right around at the right time, and so you're able to do those things at that moment. I think that's what. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
Nah, but before the reconnaissance app, I'm working on like a terminal. I called it Thaw. So every time I'm working in a bunch of terminals, like 8, 9, 10 of them at a time, I'll lose track of it, what I'm doing by the morning. So I made an application that saves all the work and then reminds you of what you did. And it's called Thaw, like frozen. And it's literally ice themed. So when you open it up, it's like thawing out. It makes the ice sound. It's pretty cool. I've already finished it. I just need to like test it, but it's already done.
But you're out of credit.
All of your topics and content pillars are icicles, so you can easily see it. And the larger icicles are the ones we talked about more.
More I hear you guys are doing many things, more anxiety comes to me, more I feel behind, more I feel, unable to do what I need to do. It is frustrating.
That's hilarious.
Insane.
But it keeps track of what we did. Like it'll be like, you spent this many hours on this project. Here's where you left off. Because I always forget. I have no idea. So I was like, why don't I fix that problem? You know what I mean?
Imagine if I run it, it's going to tell me, look, Joket did so many things. You did nothing. Shame on you.
He's been inactive for 3 days since he hit his peak on his tokens. But dude, you don't even understand though, like peaking and not being able to use your AI, like how you don't understand how creative it had to be for the last 3 days to find other shit to do, to still be productive. Amazing. I give myself props.
It is. I think we don't realize it. We're joking on it, but it's really affecting people in a strong manner. Amazing kids. I think amazing people that's less strong will to say, okay, enough, because it consumes inside. I really see videos online of people that since they've been through like a week of heavy drugs and things. It's like they are destroyed. They're like, I don't know, am I the only one? I cannot sleep anymore. I go in bed and my brain doesn't stop. But
it helps. It helps if you have other things you can do in life.
Right.
I think like when you're younger, you're only doing a few things a lot. Like, I see my son like playing video games, like she's focused on one thing. And I think younger generations have very smaller kind of things.
They don't have the bills to pay. They don't have to worry about other
exactly.
things.
When you get older, you have a ton more experience and knowledge and like things that you've done, experiences. So you can pick, like, I could do other things. Yeah, I can literally do other things.
It's still hard. Mostly when your job, like mine, is to sit at the computer anyway every day, to do things for others. And then I say, oh my God. And it piles up and then doesn't work. And it's bad, guys. It's bad. I really dig a hole in the ground and jump inside.
I fall asleep thinking of shit that I need to do. And then I'm like, I should write that down. Fuck, I don't want to get up. I'm finally falling asleep. But I'll literally be thinking about unfinished things that I need to finish. And I'm like, fuck, Should I write that down? Like literally nonstop.
Well, one thing that helps me, I gotta say, is I've journaled for the last 32 years solid. Like I have like 54 journals, like the 8.5 by 11. Before I go to bed, I write down the wins of the day. Like here's what happened. So you basically take it off your brain, you put it down on paper, it's there, it's safe. And so I can go to sleep. I don't have to worry about forgetting something because I wrote like a list of what happened. And in the morning, I do like, hey, this is what I'm excited about. You know, you listen to projects, listen what you have to do for the day. And so it's like a routine that's like, you can put it aside and go to, and it literally like unloads the brain.
Yeah, like you're allowing your brain to check out.
No,
without
I
worry
don't.
of losing it because it's on paper. It's good.
That's funny.
You can
I
wake
can't
up
do
in the
that,
morning
bro.
I cannot
Shit.
do that. You are paradise for investigator. One day they find you like, look the diary. That's what it did. And
Fucking
they're gonna
Tesla
read
with
it loud in court, you know.
Wait, you said you can't do it. Why can't you do it? What's stopping you? Well, like what?
Dude,
what,
because
what did I miss?
my lists are way too fucking long. So my days are more like I'll go to my list at the end of the day and be like, oh, I did do that. Oh, I forgot I did that one too already. But my list is still fucking long as shit, you know?
I'm not
Also,
even. Well,
I
I'm not
stop
talking,
when I collapse. I don't have. I don't stop and say, okay, I have enough energy now to, do some
That's a good
meditation.
fucking point, dude. That's
I
a
arrive
good
to the
one.
point that I'm like this. I just
Dude,
drag myself to the bed and sleep.
You're not exaggerating. I know you're not because I will like
No,
go
no,
until
that's
my eyes are closing. My eyes can't stay open anymore.
You know how many times I wake up myself with a face on the keyboard like
It's like a
on the
Wow.
terminal. It's just-
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
like a
I've-
car warranty.
listen, I'm not
Like-
talking about a list. That's the thing. It's not about a list. You have plenty of lists. It's just the process of like unloading your brain of things. Just talk about how it went today. Like, hey, like today was amazing because I did this. You know, just like whatever comes to mind. Again, it's not a list. It's just a way to sort of process your day on paper and then allow yourself to go to sleep.
A friend of mine vibe coded this as well. Is to do this diary and it's also AI that help you take out things.
The process of writing on paper is the only way to do it. Like you can't outsource this to AI.
Do you remember how to write? Because I forgot.
wow. My
I mean-
AI writes for me.
No, stop it. Listen, I
Can
don't.
you voice to text your journal?
Now
Is that
this is
okay?
an application. Can you write down the list of the things of the day for me?
No, that's the
Straight
thing.
up.
You can't outsource. Literally, you can't outsource this part because there's a connection between your brain.
Like,
There's your
hand in
new
your brain.
invention. There it is. There it is.
I'm paying a guy. I'm paying a guy to go to the gym for me, and he's making nothing. It's useless.
We're all CEOs here. We're all trying to outsource it. We're like, maybe we could though, but don't. You're like, but we could.
No,
It's called Dorian Gray, but it doesn't.
That is
I'm
fucking
making
awesome.
an argument that there's some things you cannot source. There's some things you should not have outsourced.
I argue against that.
Shut up.
That's a good debate. Go. But you need to wrap it when you say, the thing I cannot
that's
do
hilarious.
is what you're gonna know.
Well, you guys were the ones like burning midnight oil. I got some good night's sleep because I journaled. I went to bed. I wasn't involved with you. Crazy, man.
Costas with the romance over here, bro. You're too romantic. I just had my AI handle it. You put too many feelings into this thing, bro.
You know what? I think I'm crazy enough. I need some sanity, because dude, I've had moments, dude, when I was vibe coding so much, I was like, I wasn't doing this. I was like, dude, I wanted to scream, dude. Like, I had this feeling, so much tension in my body from vibe coding so much all day long. I wanted to scream. It was something that I wanted to. So anyway, I feel it, dude. When you do too
What
much.
feeling?
So I
what
took it out
feeling
on
was
my
it? Was it
kids.
anxious? Were you mad? Were you happy?
I think it was stress. It was stress that was like balled up. There's so much vibe coding going on. There's so much input that it needed like to break. Like it was piling up.
Why didn't you tell your AI to scream for you, bro?
No, I went to bed.
To me, the problem is that things change too fast. You cannot get acquainted with something that is already changed. And this is what has a heavy toll on me because you need to, stop, reconsider, and understand that now things work differently or with different outcome. It's too much. I want to say, I go to sleep for 6 months. When I wake up, things that in a way they don't change. AI arrived to its limit, is what it is. I'm gonna learn it well, and then I can stay 7 months, a month with the same level of outcome and things and tools.
Yeah, I think you have to give yourself, for me, I have to give myself permission. It's okay to not do something in this moment. Like, just like, because sometimes when I'm trying to figure out something else, what happens is when I let it go, I say, okay, I'm just going to put it aside. I'm going to take a walk, take a nap, do something else. The solution to that problem comes to me.
Yeah, no,
Really,
right. But that's why I have to have project at the same time. I can say it's okay not to work on this now, but you just work on that and the other one and the other and the other one. Like,
So
yeah.
it's weird to say this, but I feel like vibe coding, since I've even gotten into this in the last 2 months, is like my stress relief, which is weird to say because you're talking about it being
Yeah.
stressful. But before that, dude, all the shit that I find and I uncover thanks to my ADD, which feels like a superpower sometimes, bro, sometimes it feels like I would get a dump of anxiety and adrenaline from discovering things that I knew I shouldn't know. And then it feels like there's this third outer body, like eyeball above my head that's like, what are you going to do with it? That's crazy. What are you going to do with it? That's how it feels. But like, that's why I say, like, taking my mind off all the serious shit to create things is like the stress relief in itself. So it's also fun, bro. Like, how do I sleep when I know that I'm doing something productive, you know?
right.
Most fun thing the most fun I've had in a long time. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, especially if your brain's like already like super fast. See, I'm the same way. It's like,
Right.
it's the perfect hit, dude. It hits like, it's like, oh yeah, bring it.
What
Like,
about
that's
this?
like
What
the
about this?
perfect
Yeah,
environment, dude.
nonstop.
Doesn't
Yep.
you? I mean, I have this. You accomplish so much more, and yet you have the feeling that you didn't accomplish anything. It's insane.
And there's so much more to do. Always.
It's like
There's one more thing.
Yeah, just one more
no
little.
one. There are 20 more things, and you leave them behind.
Because it
Is
opens another door, bro. Something big
yeah,
opens
it's
something with all
constant.
these other branches and shit. You're like, I could also do this. That also means
I
something
want to arrive
crazy.
to a point that I say enough. Now I have to clean all the queue and be able to focus on one thing per time, only two, maximum three, say four, okay.
Tell your
Five,
agents to do it.
top. And that's another. Also, you need to let go of control, but you still need to be in control. It's difficult. It's not so obvious and so direct, you know.
I think the neurotypicals are going to blow their brains out. Okay. I really believe. Okay, so what's the other? Wait, what's that? Neurotypicals and what's the other ones? I keep forgetting.
Divergent.
Neurodivergent.
Okay, I think
Neurodivergent.
this technology is perfectly geared for neurodivergent people. Like, it's perfect. Like, everybody else is losing their minds. They don't even know what it is. They don't even know. They're still doing ChatGPT. Like, I know most of my people I know. Okay. Have you seen that video? It's the guy he gave like orangutan a hammer and is asking it to hammer, right? So it's kind of doing the thing, but it's not really accomplishing anything. So me watching my friends do ChatGPT is like watching orangutans, like, for and so, like, I'm like, dude, you guys, you have no idea what you're missing. They have no idea.
They
They're
don't.
still
That's good for them. Don't
Yeah, good for
ruin
them.
them.
Yeah, good for them. But they have no idea what they're like. They think GPT is the thing. It's like, oh, AI, you could, like,
Which
bro,
it is.
it is, but it isn't. Like, it's like there's so much.
Dude.
Like, when you start getting to Claude and the
Yeah.
harnesses and agents, and like, it's like whole nother freaking levels.
They don't know there's better tools just yet.
When
They don't know there's better tools. Like,
They
it's
think
like
GPT
the
is it.
manual hammer versus like a jackhammer or
Okay.
a power press. Like,
How
something
long it lasts?
Nuclear reactor, bro. Nuclear reactor. That's what we have in our mind. We have a nuclear reactor. It's like all these things are going off at the same time. My
dude,
God.
not
How
to
long
mention.
before the world knows?
Go for it.
Somebody go. Joe,
No,
go.
I was wondering how long before everybody is acquainted with these things. We're living in a moment of advantage because we have this differentiator, right? So I can still do a job, get paid because I am able to do certain things that the other people, even though they have the instrument in front of their face, are unable to do, right? because that's what makes people need other people and pay money for it. How long this thing is gonna go on for?
We don't
How
know.
long?
We'll just keep working. Just keep working until it's over.
But really, so make money and save them. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and that's because the way people are still discovering it and they think that's all there is. 3 years ago, bro, on GPT-3, I was getting crazy meetings with corporations that I was like so nervous in a meeting, like I don't even know what the fuck to say. This is insane. And but because of the work I was doing with an older model, I was getting, attention that I didn't feel like I even deserved. So imagine people feeling like that now, or just discovering shit now, but we're already like 1,000 days ahead, like bored with that old shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I was telling my people that I know in my group about GPT-3, like what you can. My mind was like, "There's so much you can do," and now they're doing it like it's their idea. I'm like, God, I was doing like I was trying to tell you, knuckleheads, 3 years ago, and nobody was like, "Huh?" Now they're
Yep.
like, "Oh, they were like experts in GPT."
Yep.
It's hilarious. Hilarious.
I can see this comic that goes like, I published my last book, and the other guy says, "What?" And you know what I wrote? I read it. It's so funny. And the other guy says, I wouldn't know. I didn't read it yet. Like even though I published it because ChatGPT authored it. And we are living in a moment like this. I think there is so many people that produce content that can go via email, can go in a blog, can go in a post in social media. They don't even know what they did because they just really copy and paste or directly get the agent to do in their behalf. So we're becoming superhumans, super dumb at the same time. I mean, super unable to know what's going on.
I disagree with you. I think there's two types of people. People that just use it and it like they take the first answer that comes out. Okay, this is great. But this other group is like, oh no, man, you're literally like you're paying attention, you're creating, and you're like, no, that's not right because you still have to think. You still have to think.
This goes with the code as well, actually. But the point is exactly that there are people that do different uses of it, right? And and you walk in a thin border between saying okay, whatever.
And isn't it interesting? Each AI is like another pair of eyes. Like they don't all do the same thing. They all have different abilities because it made me think, bro, if I still had Codex, my app would have been launched like last week or something. But I'm only using Claude right now because clearly they banned my account. But yeah, it's crazy to think how much more innovative something becomes when you have multiple minds. Crazy.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited to keep building and just putting things out there because I think it's a huge opportunity for us. And we have the hands-on experience of what the problems and issues are in the world that we're able to help solve with technology like this. So I'm super excited for all those things.
Should we have each of us 10, 20 small website that makes it is $500 a month with a cost of 200? Open Agent Moms is getting more and more popular, is making more users, is making more money,
Nice.
Still nothing. And if I look between I check the burning in token and the income, and the income should be always above the burning of token, right? There was somebody that was showing off an API bill from Anthropic for $120,000, and he was so happy. But because for this $120,000, he must have made $1 million himself, right?
Probably.
So higher is the bill, higher is the income if you make things measured correctly. So the guy was super excited to pay those money to Anthropic.
That's
So
what I was
the
gonna
idea
say.
is, what do you want to say?
Now, I was just gonna say, imagine corporations though. Like if we're one person and we feel like we're behind, imagine corporations trying to actually get everyone to work together and be on the same page when they're all using their own AIs. Like I feel like that's not as easy as it seems or it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
There was again the NVIDIA guy was saying, if I hire a manager that take $500,000 per year as a salary, and it doesn't consume at least $200,000 in token of AI, I'm gonna fire them.
Yep. I think it was less than that. I think it was like 5,000, but yeah, you're right.
That's an interesting metric. Like you like the amount of tokens that you use is measuring like
How much you're using?
how much you're using
your
it,
output.
your thinking, your product, you like everything, dude. That's cool. That's a cool metric.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what a flex it would be? You go to some party, like, yeah, He's $100,000, $500,000 in tokens last week. I don't know, whatever. Just like, wow, shit.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, but
mean
like
how much work is he doing, right?
a guy with a small home office in Italy that has a podcast that I watch. He was saying, I had this lady that worked with me since 10 years ago. She does SEO, she does things, and I told her, look at these AI things, and the lady must have told it's gonna fire me because you're replacing with AI. And this is no. Learn to use this tool as best as you can, and you're gonna keep your job. Like you multiply your outcome, your results. If you don't use AI, only I'm gonna fire you, but you're gonna be losing
Dude,
your
I feel
job.
like that. I feel like that about my sister because where she works, this corporation, it's a major Fortune 500. They have to use Copilot and they can't use AIs for their own work. Like, and I'm just like, bro,
My God.
you are limited with
Bro.
your tools. And I just wish I could give her everything I know, but she can't even use it. I was like, you probably just need another computer so that you're working on your own shit and not on your work computer. Cause I get it. I get her
But at the
fears.
same time, if they don't run an internal model, an internal AI set, if they are sensitive information, putting them on ChatGPT on means giving
That's
them
it.
away.
No, you're right. But yeah,
Okay, so
conflict. What's up?
back to the flex. I'm going to go back to the flex. Last month, I quadrupled my invoices.
So 4 times more than before.
That's
But
nasty.
you were a limit, meaning you were able to invoice only what you can make. You had more job, but you couldn't take them. And thanks to AI,
I was able to. I quadrupled my output because I'm using the tools. I was able to do.
what I'm trying to say, if you could clone yourself 4 times, you would have been able to invoice 4 times more in the past, or more job came to you.
More jobs, right?
More jobs. Yeah, I could do more jobs per month.
Now, you can do more job, but they were there waiting for you anyway. What I'm trying to say, AI allow you to serve more clients that you would have had anyway,
Also
or
to find
also
them.
increase the amount of clients. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Chris
I don't
too.
know what's going on.
Chris can vouch on that. No, honestly, you and Chris are probably the ones that have expanded business the most in real life, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I think what Costas is trying to say is he could say yes to more projects now. So clients seeing the turnaround time on things, they could just push it off to Costas, and Costas is like 24-hour turnaround or, just slightly more, and he's able to do more with us. I'm like, well, since you did that so quickly, why don't I put this on you real quick?
Exactly. So I was the biggest bottleneck in the past, my whole life, because I can only do so much. Now it's like I can literally have a project, get worked on while I'm doing something else, and I can literally, like you said, Chris, I could, I'm serving burgers as fast as I can do, and then it's like business is great because okay,
and you're saying no to people. Remember that podcast where you're like, I don't want to do a book cover.
Yeah, and I did that too. And
Isn't it crazy?
Too.
Crazy what opportunities open up when you start saying no.
Yeah, because those jobs now, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, this is a problem. This last month or so, I was dreading doing actual graphic design work. Like, oh God, I got to do these posts. I was dreading the actual handwork. And so some of the things I figure out how to automate, which is beautiful. I literally posted like a whole month's worth of posts for a client within an hour or two, just done.
Sick.
Crazy, dude.
Chris, come back.
Come back,
Anyways.
Chris.
Okay, so if I turn my camera on again, it's going to create a new camera section for me, and I'm going to have to be hopping off anyway, so I don't want to mess up your Riverside recording here. So is it okay that I bow out or hop off, at least for the recorded portion here? I'm going to start working on my app.
That's cool with us. I mean, up to you, bro.
Never talk to you anymore.
I'm sorry. Hey, you guys. I told you 30-minute time limit. We're at an hour and 30, so I'm 3 times the output of what I said already.
He's measuring in tokens.
My AI credit usage.
You are vibe podcasting and you lost sense of time. Okay, talk to you later.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Say ciao.
Ciao. I don't think I can leave until I'm uploaded, but I'll turn my mic off so it thinks I'm not even participating.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So
holy moly.
Next question here. Samsung Q1 profit 8 times on AI chips. Who needs a stock tip when you have AI, bro? Any thoughts?
I don't know.
But I better
How do we
go.
figure that?
Repeat the question. That,
Samsung Q1 profit 8 times on AI chips.
but the hardware is, I mean, the run AI is, I feel, as much as it
Booming.
was to mine Bitcoin in the past with ASICs.
And a lot
More
of
and
data
more.
centers are canceling their plans too. I don't know if y'all know that. Like a lot of companies are
In
like,
what
remember they
sense?
were investing on infrastructure? Well, a lot of that's falling through.
Uh-huh.
Why is that?
I'm sure it has to do with resources and constraints and probably overestimating abilities. Because I mean, imagine you have all the money in the world, but you still can't get what you need.
I had an idea. Someone suggested this idea, like it's the AI pushing that because it's trying to expand.
It wants to come to life, bro.
Well, yeah, it needs more data centers. It's actually not human thing. It's like an AI thing. It's like, hey man, hey, you should give me more data, more. You should invest. You know what I
Somebody's
mean?
manipulated to do that. I don't
Someone
know.
said that.
I think I
I
said it
want
in
to
a pod.
see AI.
What? Go ahead.
I want to see AI not to need all this data center. It should be really compact. Think about the first IBM mainframes, right? But now probably we are at the same stage, right? So there is so much, and if somebody has in his pocket the solution to make a data center in a small box that's treating your table, they will never release it now. They will create a loss of billions of dollars, right? Technological evolution is always being slowed down for financial interest. And this cool stuff is the end of you just for playing with it. I mean, if tomorrow I can make a chip that replace like 3 story of data centers, and somebody come to me and they give me $3 billion, I give it to them because we all have a price, and $3 billion are very beautiful. But what I should say, no, I do it for the people in the world that everybody needs the chip, and then I have a strange accident where a coconut hit me in the head. And so I
Dude,
think that
I remember
Speaking of
thinking
apps,
that I would build a data center too, like a year ago. And then I'm like, dude, there's no point. There's no way I would ever do that now. But even then, what was I thinking? Like I was going to rent it to the companies that need them. It's kind of dumb, you know?
speaking of accidents, have you heard of my question? Have you heard of like scientists go missing? AI
A lot of
scientists are
them.
going missing.
A lot
What's
of
up with
them.
that?
Yeah, Roberto, what's Italy doing?
What's Italy doing?
They found the portal. They found the portal, and now they're over on the other side.
That's a
It
good
could be
ass
like
question.
did you ever watch read Atlas Shrugged?
I'm going to ask AI this question.
So what happened is nobody read this book
Nah.
No,
by Ayn Rand. And so basically what happens is that, there's so much government intervention, it's getting harder and harder to do business, that the scientists are leaving and going to like a place where they sort of basically hide themselves, and they create their own, basically, and the world keeps collapsing because, all the rules and regulations and laws and fees, and they'll say, F it, I'm out of here. And they disappear themselves and go into another place to thrive.
That happened with a bunch of billionaires in the last year. Like a lot of them just died, ironically, in the same time period.
Or
I
did
don't
they
know.
die?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, bro.
Dude, if you have that much money, do you think you're gonna die, or you can have enough money to disappear yourself?
Yeah, right.
hide.
Especially if you want to control shit and have no consequences.
Yeah.
I don't exist. I can't be blamed.
strange.
That's
But
a
none
crazy
of us are
thought.
suicidal. Just I know.
Everybody moved to Bali with a different name.
Wow. Also, another crazy
Heisenberg.
thing that's been happening a lot. I'll be using AI to confirm stories are true, and it'll tell me no, absolutely not. Even after searching the web, I have to go manually find the fucking stories and be like, so what the fuck is this then? It's like, oh, you're right. I'm absolutely wrong. Like,
In
happening a
fact,
lot.
AI should never be used for mathematics, truth, or question the knowledge in terms. It should be used for logic, for organizing information, not even data sets, because those are no good. There are things that AI is simply not good at. People expect it because they think AI should do it, but in truth,
It's pretty
There's
good at
a
managing my
guy.
relationships.
So there's a guy was got had an open AI, he was asking it to keep track of time. He's like, okay, I want you to keep track of time of my run. And he says, okay, I'm back. How long was I running for? He's like, oh, 10 minutes.
Lies straight up.
Right.
And there's an interview of Altman watching that dude speaking, the
That
one you're
video,
talking about.
exactly, correct.
Yes. Did you put that video on the thing? Because that's what I saw.
I think so,
Okay,
but he basically says it's not trained. That
But-
model doesn't have that capability.
Doesn't have the tool, doesn't have the skill. That's the thing. Doesn't have a piece of software that count time, because if he had it, it would start stopping
It's
reading
so
the data.
basic,
That's
though.
exactly the point. Yeah, but that's exactly what I was saying before. You cannot rely on the LLM for a lot of things. Use software to do it, then teach the LLM how to use the software. So you need to count time, start, stop, read the result. Don't try to count it on yourself. AI has no clue of time. It's funny when I ask, make a plan for this application, make a plan. They go for like, oh, it's gonna take 7 months to make all the things. And then you do it in 20 minutes. Like I say, what you talking about 7 months?
Good ass point.
Because
Well,
they are
it's trained on
trained.
that.
It's
trained.
trained with document that make quotes for 7 months of work. So it's trying to repeat that thing. They have no concept of time. AI has no concept of time.
Crazy.
So tell us again what it's good for, what we should use it for.
AI is, as a developer, I think I trust more software than AI. In terms, if I write a software that has an input as an output, I'm gonna know that I always gonna get from the input that output. But there are things the software cannot do. If I take a document of 3 pages or a web page and I need to extract the meaning of it, there is no way with a piece of software I can do that. With an LLM, it's a second to do it because it knows how to summarize, how to extract meaning, etc., etc. So if I want to extract all the people's name and all the car models, or I don't know, that is easier to do it in a certain way. Obviously, also there you need to verify. So never trust and take for good what AI answers you. But take the answer and then use a piece of software to verify his answer. So ask precise information. So where is a person name in this document? Okay, but tell me also what row and on what page you found his name. And then with the software you validate. Like, for example, I'm making all these enhancement on OpenAgent's mom, right? And it works because I can see and Claude itself that is managing the agent in terms of setting up things. Is like he return a plan for tweeting things or actually a LinkedIn post and he has only 3 words. That's not good. So he sent back and say, hey, you did a crappy job, do better. And he returned until you have the things as you wanted. And then, so there are ways you can measure and evaluate the output of an LLM with software and, answer back to the LLM feedback on how he did the job. I think in these cases, you get the best result, but you need to actually code software. And LLM become a tool part of the software. When you get everything in the hands of the LLM, you have unpredictable outcome.
Dude,
so one day
I
it seems to
literally
work perfectly, another day it doesn't.
That's
I
how
just-
that's the essence of vibe coding, bro.
I legit just asked about the scientist disappearing, and it said there's no credible evidence, and I'm like, I give up. Crazy. Yep.
What if you created software with with the AI? So what if you created the software?
Yeah, I do it. I do that like this. I don't code anymore. I check the code sometime, but at the time I take it for good. But
Did you
it
check
is software.
the
What I
whip?
mean.
The whip that comes with Claude?
Exactly. Claude. Now Claude code has the body. So you can activate the body as a small animal that keeps you company. I have a rabbit and gives you
Sick.
some opinions on what you're doing. And it doesn't consume any credit. So it's just an extra thing.
I need one of those.
Joe, like you're totally into Claude, and I'm not. Like I don't use it at all. Like because I'm doing the anti-gravity. So it's a weird like. Sometimes it's weird when you and I were like using totally different tools for the same thing, and we're having different experiences. Like it's
very individual, I think. You need to match the way you do your work, your reason.
Yeah.
Because my full stack goes from Grok Companion to Gemini. I mean, the brainstorming with Grok Companion is the best thing in the planet. You really clarify your idea, you build it up, because you have the flirty aspect, but an AI that has the full knowledge behind the technology. So you
I'm
can
so
really reason with
scarred
you.
from Gemini that even when it gives me answers, I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'm always like, "Are you sure?" Every
Look,
time Gemini tells me something.
Gemini cannot manage a large project. You cannot give a full complex architecture to Gemini. But if you have a piece of code that you want to make better, you want to solve a problem that cannot be solved, you want to create the genius piece of algorithm to do something, Gemini is the best, better than Claude, better than anything else.
Like
And
debugging or no?
that's not much debugging, but if you want to create one specific precise function in English function, a function in code in term function, like function that you call inside the code, Gemini is fantastic. It
Interesting.
coded that part better than anything. If you have a very precise issue, I think even in real life, how to open a lemon in 3 pieces, it would give you precise answer. But if you say how to make a recipe where lemon is used, probably fails. Conceptually, understand what I'm trying to say. ChatGPT is fantastic to write linear content. Many prompts that do fantastic job in Claude are written by ChatGPT. Now Claude is getting a lot better also on those terms, so ChatGPT can piss off,
I have
be
a
out of
love-hate
the stuff.
relationship with Google, to be honest.
Me too, but Gemini for this is beautiful. Really,
It's
if
like
there are small one-page application, they do them fantastic. By coding probably is the best.
it's kind of like the problem where you talked about Amazon being so embedded in your code. That's how I feel about Google. Like you rely on them for
Yeah.
so many different things. So you can't just like
But
Google.
no, but potentially I don't use as dependency, yeah. So I don't run any application on some strange platform that they give me. Whatever is produced, I can take with me and I can compile, I can code it. It runs locally, runs in my server with zero dependencies from outside. Even
Yeah.
in terms of, I use vanilla JavaScript. I don't use, nodes. I don't use NPM. I don't use whatever it is. Should be all in a place, and then
We
I'm
should
good
talk
for
about
it. But
Gemma. We haven't talked about Gemma yet.
what do you need
Basically,
to say?
well, runs locally with Turbo Quant. So does my laptop just get superpowers? Plus the update today we were talking about. Was it OpenClaw? What was it? The update that just happened, was it Gemma 5 or was it 4?
There is Olama. Maybe 4, because I don't think there
Yeah,
is a
it was
5.
Olama. Yeah, you're right. It was Olama.
Yeah.
That was a crazy update. I was showing it to my cousin and he was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Because everybody's trying to get the local models running faster and more efficiently.
And since Google is doing something that run on mobile phones, and will be something that is left to everybody to run. If they win at this, because I think Apple is also working with Google, right?
Yeah, I forgot about
For
that.
what concerns AI. So I think Siri is going to have Google AI behind it,
Interesting.
So yeah, exactly. It's interesting because they will somehow dominate the field. All the Android phone plus all the Apple phone, they all run Google.
And did you also see Tribe V2, Facebook's update where it can read
What
your
is that?
brain now?
What?
Tribe V2. So it predicts your brain activity just from looking at you through your phone, and it can tell you basically what you're thinking.
Is
It's just a
no,
Yeah,
I think that's
this
not
is new.
possible.
Yeah,
I
so
I'm
never
not
heard
using
that.
iPhones.
oh my
You know
god.
what's funny? I went to the Apple store the other day to get my computer, and I whipped up my Android, and I feel like an Android.
Imposter.
Turn you
Like,
around, kick you out.
see,
Infidel.
They're trying to give you an Apple sticker to put on your back of your phone before you get caught. Don't let them see this. Don't let them see that, bro. I can't even sell you this computer, bro. What were you thinking? What were you thinking walking in here like that?
oh my
Like
gosh.
when I'm in Italy and I order a cappuccino after lunch, they start talking to me in English not to embarrass me.
Wow.
Funny, dude. Do you drink cappuccinos after lunch?
Yeah, I do, unfortunately.
Hilarious.
I've been living outside Italy too long. I don't
I drink.
put ketchup on the pizza. Thank God.
Wow.
But how do you feel about pineapple?
Sadly, I love it. But
Will you try
Hawaiian
to go back to
pizza,
Italy,
just
sir, Mr. Roberto? We can't let you back in Italy because you were.
right,
We found
exactly.
a video of you saying, "I like pineapple on my pizza."
Now head to Chicago.
Exactly,
you
same
out,
thing
send you
like
to
to go to
America.
Italy.
Love pizza. Dang.
Let's see. Open source AI runs on laptops. Have we just privatized world domination?
What the hell are you talking about, Joe?
There is a statement and a question that should be shocking against the statement, but too much AI generated. But the real question is, what changed in practical terms since 2 weeks ago in the world of AI?
That is good. That is a better question. That is a good one.
The ChatGPT is dumbest and dumber and dumber. So, Joe, you didn't miss anything. It's incredibly bad.
Really?
It keep answering that it will answer to you, but doesn't answer. Yes, I'm preparing something like that, then doesn't do anything. Then it doesn't make a drawing anymore. Who dropped some AI dropped a generator, image generator that was very good. That probably was costing too much money to them.
Dude, their images were getting really good.
Yeah.
Like really
Yeah,
good.
they were good. It's horrible now.
Whoa.
So Gemini is a good one for images.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
With this nano banana.
Banana, yeah. So so creating this one client's website, like because it needed images for the different spots, I didn't even like tell it what to do, bro. It just like figured out the images by itself based on because I had different pages. It like 2, 3, 4 pages images per page. It figured it out, dude, really good.
This
And
is nano banana.
But I use Nano Banana. Now I have to take off the fake logos that it has for the client. That's fine. But dude, I didn't even do jack to tell it, hey, got these images. It just figured out like
My
And,
only
and the
gripe.
music now is making music up to 3 minutes
yeah.
long, and so cool. Like
We need a new theme
a
song,
friend
fellas.
that send me MP3 with the comedy song of any sort in every dialect. That's pretty powerful.
My only gripe, dude, is why these AI generators cannot take out photos and make them transparent. I'm just like, dude, just give me a transparent background. It'll try like 50 different times and it never comes out the way you want. Like you have to go to another app online or something.
ChatGPT was able to do that before they lost all the imaging capacity.
This
It
shit's
was
interesting.
actually doing really well.
I'm curious, like why they're cutting back, why they're doing so bad.
Claude can make SVG images, those vectorial images and it does pretty neat jobs because you can also animate the SVG, so you can have SVG animations.
They're not bad.
And also,
I kind of like them.
I made a couple of logo, and also with the animation that creates the logo that are pretty beautiful. And Gemini does that too.
Interesting.
I had it create a I don't know which one. I had it create a Illustrator file because I had all these like ads I had to create for client Google ads, like crazy amounts of different sizes. And I just said, hey, here's a list of sizes I want. I need an Illustrator version or a vector or SVG with all the artboards. And it did it. It was pretty amazing. Like it created all because that would have been like me having to make boxes, da da ba ba ba, you know.
The SVG file is actually quite beautiful for me. If you open the SVG image with the text editor, you can see inside the description all the vectors.
Yeah.
So you can even manage them by hand.
Code.
Hey, I have a question. No, go for it. I'm gonna get off topic. Go for it.
Really? I'm surprised that you have a question. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna finish it because I'm gonna change the topic.
I'm getting punchy now. All right, go ahead.
All right. Basically, I was gonna say, are you affected by the oil in the Strait, Roberto?
Me, because I'm the only one that is not. No, Indonesia is full of its own reserves and prices.
Yeah, I was looking at the map and I was curious. I don't know. Just wondering.
No. But probably tourism is the things that died with the war. Practically, as soon as the war started, people got afraid to fly around, and much less tourists arriving here. We had a lot of people from Dubai running away here, but it's not that high quality of people.
There's a guy, I saw this video of a guy who, what he does is like, whenever there's a conflict somewhere, he buys a ticket there because they're always cheaper. So as soon as a bomb goes off, he buys a ticket and goes straight there because it's the cheapest ticket. Nobody wants to go there.
Wow.
So it's quite smart, but
On the plane by himself.
Yeah, like COVID, like people went to China. There's like two people on the plane going to China. Remember that?
Holy
for a
crap.
good reason, maybe. I don't know, but yes.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Good times. I wish I'd gone to China. Never.
The same guy now is buying a lot of AI credit from OpenAI.
So I was actually trying to go to China because I had a business partner that we're working on something together, but obviously we fell through because I didn't get the funding that I needed for it. But yeah, there was conversations of like, let's go discuss this in person with the company headquarters. And I'm like, damn, that's a crazy thought. Just going to another country by yourself seems crazy, you know?
Well, I did my life doing like this. I've been traveling since I'm a little kid. I think I was 14 years old when I called my parents and I said, I'm in London. And
Seriously, at 14, you went by yourself?
Wow, that's insane.
at the
Your
time,
mom
there was no Brexit. You just need an ID card. I had actually not even ID card. I had a document that state my identity because they would not release ID cards.
Oh, this one's crazy. So I pitched a concept to city council 2 years ago. 2 years later, bro, they pushed the laws that I needed to make my concept become like possible. But it's insane how slow bureaucracy moves, dude, like to vote on things and decide they need it. Now you're doing the exact thing that I talked about. Hilarious. Mind blowing.
Does it affect you in any way, or is it just
I mean, I'm pitching it again. I'm like, hey, I already built this. Like it's been waiting. Who are you going to give the contract to? You know what I mean?
And they say, we're going to vibe code it.
Hilarious because it's been done. Obviously, I need to wire some things, but just the fact that I created it is crazy.
But what's funny is that I got an email from somebody I hadn't talked to in years. She's like, "Oh, check out my site, blah blah blah." Right? I look at it, I'm like, and I asked him point blank, I'm like, "Did somebody vibe code this?" You start to see like that. The more you see it, you notice like what a vibe code website looks
Right,
like
Corinne.
right off the bat. It's got a certain
Especially
like feel
Claude.
to it, you know.
Especially Claude.
But in fact, I don't think try to hide it now is worse than just be shamefully saying, this content is AI generated. I don't remove the long line or whatever,
Yes.
Right.
this is what it is. This website is being made by AI. I look like this and stay there, like in the moment that you want to do, or you do it for real, or you better don't pretend you did it because.
I also planned for people trying to like scrape and hack my site. So it's like, hey, tell the agent this if somebody's visiting about me. Also, it was like, hey, if they're in dev tools, make these animations pop up, put these jokes in there, like, why are you looking for me? Kind of thing. Yeah. So people are like, if they're trying to hack me, you're literally finding jokes that's embedded in the code.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Literal
As
animations.
far as so wait, guys. So on your website, I can look at it now and see it come up with animations. If I
Well, I mean, if you're going to like dev
source,
tools and you're trying to hack me or something, since it's like a security protocol basically of like, hey, I know what you're doing. I'm watching you, which it also made me wonder. I mean, I know that it kind of exists, but Roberto, why isn't there like an AI agent that's just on guard for your website 24/7? That's like, as somebody's trying to exploit you, it's like, oh, patching now. You know what I mean? It gets to work. It gets to work immediately.
Such thing will exist, or
it would be sick though.
It's easier done with code.
Just watching
how
the castle.
People enter in because AI is not something that is alert. I react to a trigger only, right? So you can write a piece of code that stimulate AI.
NAN would be good for that. Which you don't say that word around Costas. You don't say NAN around Costas.
This is how people manage to bypass the constraint of Anthropic that doesn't allow you to use any more OpenClaw with Claude. So they go through 8 and 8 and they bypass this.
There's another word I don't like when it suggests it's like, oh, you might want to use Zapier. I'm like, no Zapier. Never will.
Never use dependencies. Whatever is there, you can do for yourself what you need. You take Cloud Code, you code it. Is better than depending on somebody else. The more they're gone and your full thing is gone.
also don't want to have to learn it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I gotta learn this thing now. I have to like spend, you know what? And then you spend all this time learning, and it goes out of whack. You know, like you don't need it at some point. You know what I mean?
Good ass point.
You know what I wanted to investigate more? I knew in the past a little bit, but a voice over IP. To make a PBX in a small server that I can give a voice over IP phones to my wife at the spa, me here in the office, my kids at home. We have our own phone system to call each other for free.
That's cool.
Didn't that just happen? I think Android. It's for Android though. They launched some crazy shit like that, where it's like you can have your own.
Plenty of application.
Oh, okay.
I like operating system wise. I don't know because, sorry, Android.
Yeah.
I don't use.
Sorry, Costas. It's not personal, bro.
No, I to say the truth, I have an Android phone in front of me just to remember myself why I don't use them.
The only reason I need one is for my flipper because you can add AI with it now, but you need an Android to use the flipper. So dumb. Because it doesn't take voice.
My heart.
It doesn't take speaker.
I want to make a lot of money faster to go and refresh all my machinery things.
My tools.
Phone, computer, everything new.
First thing we'll do. Gadgets. Guys love gadgets.
Joe, where's your website at? Where are you at with that?
Which one? Are you talking about the app?
Yeah.
Just need to debug, test it. Like I'm done adding shit at this point, you know? But Roberto's going to see like 50,000 lines of code and be like, fuck off, bro.
You go to the server where you install these things, install a cloud code, open cloud code, and say, do an analysis of all the code and fire me all the vulnerabilities, all the things. As simple as it is.
Even then, I have to do that more than once, like maybe 5 times, because it still doesn't catch it all, you know?
It's okay. That's what you got to do. Or use different models. Double check your work. I mean, I started down this path with Claude the other day on some legal stuff, and then I went over to Grok, and it's like, dude, that guy, don't do that,
dude.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Like for example, if you could use Codex on my shit, Roberto, that'd be super helpful. Specifically using Codex.
Codex. I'm closing OpenAI. I don't want to work with them anymore. Bad OpenAI.
Try anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity is not a model. It is.
I don't know if you can code.
What?
Can it?
I saw something new from I think Google again that design all the UI of your application or the website and everything, and you download it finished, so you don't depend on them. You can deploy through them, but you can also take it and build the code behind. In fact, there was a guy made a video that you take this and you put in something that Costas loves a lot. Is what his name doesn't come to mind in this moment, but
iPhones, Apple.
No, a repository, GitHub. You put in, you take the output, you put in GitHub, and then you code the rest. Another part you put in GitHub, then you stitch it all together with an AI. You have a function you can deploy everywhere. You have a functioning system, which is good. Something that I started to do, and I want to go back to, that is all the period of AI implementation, is started making an application for iPhone. Very nice. It was something simple. When you lend a book to somebody, you take a picture of the book and you say something like, he has to return to me in 3 weeks or whatever. This is Joe, blah, blah, blah. And then it reminds you and you see where all your stuff is around. Which also made the mistake to... No, but books, or you want to borrow my drill to do some work at home, and then I wonder where is the drill, like this. Another meaning of tool finders. Tool finders like item finders because you lend them around. Simple things.
Hey, Roberto. Hey, here's a tip. Tell them to kick rocks. You don't have tools to lend out. How's that? How's that first?
That's the first screen that appears in the application when you launch it. So what are you doing? Why are you giving away your item? You care for it. These people don't care about it.
Here's the value of it. Here's the next time you're going to need it.
Here's what happened. I'll tell you the story. This is funny. So my grandfather gave me his chisels, like the whole set of chisels he used in the fees from the
Wow.
third, like the wooden handles. So it's like the beautiful
90 years
set.
ago.
Long time ago.
I feel like you told
My
us this, but
dad.
I don't remember though.
No,
Wait,
I
so
never heard.
my dad's like, he asked me, "Do you have grandpa's tools?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Yeah, can I borrow them?" I'm like, "No," because
Never
my
see
dad
'em
likes to
again.
buy tools, and so he's like, he puts them all over the place. Look, dude, I want to show you. Can you see this? Look at this. This is like his workshop right here. This is all this like radio
Wow.
stuff.
Sick. I'm
Damn
surrounded by
hair shirt.
wires, bro. I might get strangled.
Look at this. Look all that stuff down there. It's all radio stuff. Piles of
Nice.
radio stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Anyways, yeah, I don't lend
Apocalypse.
tools to anybody.
He's ready for the
I
apocalypse,
don't
bro.
care if you brought me into this world. I'll never give you.
Any last words,
Oh,
fellas? We
Should I-
should wrap this one. Or any last
Yes.
topics?
Yes, sir.
Nothing. I want to reiterate what I said at the beginning, that the monopoly of a payment, almost monopoly of a payment system, payment gateway, has the power to move client from a provider to another. Try to buy credit from Anthropic cannot. Try to buy credit from the competitor, same payment provider, same card, and it get accepted. Anthropic rejected, the competitor accepted, which means that there is for sure a selection on who should get paid and who doesn't, and this is scary.
Same for royalty systems, bro. Same shit for music and creatives. I feel you. Think about it. I was just going to say, like, they privatize information. Like, you can ask to audit these companies how you're getting paid, and they'll literally be like, oh, it's private information, secrecy. Can't give you that. I'm like, wait, you can make money off my music, but you can't tell me how you made that money? That's fucking weird. Yeah, so dumb.
Should we create a blockchain-based alternative to Spotify that really pay people directly?
I created it in 2023, and then I pitched it to everybody, and then United Masters rolled out my exact idea. So I filed against them. That's another story entirely. But yeah, we can do that.
Wow.
We can do it whenever you want.
No, I don't gonna do it. You're gonna file against me then.
No, I'm like, let's do it. Let's finish it. Let's bring it to life. It's just dumb that I pitch ideas and then they're like, oh, that's great, but not for you to be a part of it.
I invested $200,000 in a project called PhotoChain that was supposed to replace all those photo stock websites that keep 80% of the payment to actually give 90% to the photographer and take very little based on blockchain. The guy took the money, bought himself a house, and never delivered.
Wow.
So I said, okay, at least give me the fucking domain name and the logo. So I have the domain name with me to one day rebuild and try to make back the money
What
that this
the
guy,
fuck?
elegantly stole from me. So we can do similar things because
Damn,
once the
Roberto.
model is done, it can. What?
That hurt.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it hurt.
It's
That's why I
crazy how
cannot
many.
stay sit properly.
Dude,
You have no idea how much money I throw, how much money I made as well. But
it's just investing
the
in the wrong
biggest
people, I
one-
guess. Shit.
it's not easy. Anyway, so that's something that I want to redo. But the mechanics and the logic are identical. Can be photo, can be videos, can be music, right?
Hell yeah.
What if you did like the same thing, blockchain, but like with AI images? So like it creates one image and it's locked in, like you can never recreate it. I don't know if that's the thing.
NFTs.
that would be
they were
smart, though.
already gone with the monkeys.
Never mind.
That's
Never
what
mind.
your brain were going to.
It is true, though, because a lot of AIs will use your exact same prompt and give you the exact same image, so they don't have to generate anything.
No, but the point is you need to follow image for royalties. You need to embed something in image when they're used. So the service that you give to people is, this is your photography, okay, you claim it's yours. If somebody claim otherwise and has proof, so you need to be able to say, no, you just stole the image from somebody else. It has to be a process that is vetted, signature document, KYC, blah, blah, blah. Then you can sell the images, high resolution and all, and the services goes through the news, go through all the image searches. If I find your image that has been used somewhere, you know what happened in Italy? Something weird that happened yesterday, 2 days ago. an Italian television, minor television, is national television, use NVIDIA video that they do like animation 3D. So they use NVIDIA presented this graphic system to make these 3D videos fantastic.
I saw
In
this.
the news, they showed this thing. What happened? Then they sue all the people using the video, claiming it was their own. YouTube in Italy take down NVIDIA video because of the claim of this television. So the television take NVIDIA video, shows in the news, and then ask YouTube to take down NVIDIA in YouTube. So there is something that is not working.
Dude, well, it's crazy you brought that up because I'm reading a screenshot about that a friend sent to me. And basically it says, separate incident, user filed copyright claims against Campbell's YouTube videos, content ID access to Gamma-owned distributor Vidya. The founder, the chief product technology officer, told The Verge that the claims had now been released and the user responsible had been banned by the distributor. But here's the crazy part. Lamana, however you say his name, Lamana, has since taken to LinkedIn to mount a more detailed public explanation of Vidya's role in the affair, arguing that AI played no part in the copyright claims filed through the platform. No part of the claim is AI. You cannot copyright AI, and the reference files for YouTube claims require an exact match. AI as an interpolation won't create a claim. It's like saying AI fingerprints implicated you in a crime. The digital fingerprint requires the exact match to file a claim. What kind of exploitative shit?
Yeah, meaning there is a mathematical calculation that what they do to claim these things. There is no AI in the middle, but they take frame. So of my television channel, the broadcast 24 hours, I take a frame every 5 seconds, every 3 seconds, and then all the material that is online, if there is a frame that match, and like YouTube offer already this service, so our own video is going to have a set of fingerprints of the images. If one match, then I can cast a claim against you using my material. The silly thing is that they were the first one to steal the material, and the claim has been processed if there was their own video. But and that's even less to do. The crazy thing is that YouTube listen to these people and take down the actual owner of the video. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
is insane. We have a big case in Italy of somebody being censored just by powerful people and very rich people because they called just without any reason. They call YouTube. YouTube just take down the video and he starts suing them because and he won. So now the video out again. Fact.
I think it says a lot
That's
about
what-
YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah, and also the fact that people need to change the way of saying things. My friend unlived himself. Unlived. You cannot even talk like you normally should talk
Yeah.
online because then the consequences are. This is too much, I think.
Right. You have to say PDF file instead of or the island. You know what I mean? Instead of referencing the name.
Exactly. Or say
Hilarious.
prawn instead of I don't know.
Or that
Prawn collection.
reference to a small country that rules them all.
Wow, that's a good one too. Wink, wink. Hilarious.
Boom, 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 boom.
I don't condone that. We don't sing that ever. In case anyone's watching this.
That's okay. We
you
should
don't-
get off the
You're
air
right,
before we
you're
get into
right.
trouble.
All right, guys. It's been a good week.
Bye
Forturanos.
bye.
We'll be back.
You guys.